just because you're changing, everybody is not changing with you. This is why the only thing that should be of your concern right now is yourself. The only business that you should be minding is absolutely your own. I told you the other day, so in those moments where you feel like, you need to talk or you need to discuss something, this is where your books and your journaling and all this stuff is going to come in, okay? Black is my favorite. Now, the fact that the people around you are not going to understand, this is what I want to speak about today. For the simple fact that your family, your friends, the people you surround yourself with daily, the people you spend the most time with, your circle, the people at work, this is going to be all new to them. This new way you talking, this new way you walking, this new way you're looking is going to be totally new to everyone around you. Now, with that being said, this is going to be the reality of it all, okay? Unfortunately, guys, the thing about it is, hey, Amy, hey, Chris Creations, how you doing, my love? The thing about it is, guys, we don't all rise in consciousness at the same time. Remember, I told you, you're not born until you awaken. So everybody does not rise in consciousness, guys, at the same time, okay? So, in the midst of you now being mindful, conscious, intentional, and all these things here, this is going to be outside of your norm. So to some people, this is going to be look crazy. Not only that, you have to understand, you making these changes now are going to cause the people around you to be outside of their comfort zone. Why is that? Because they don't understand what you're going through. This is where we speak about the rise in consciousness, okay? Now, remember, just like I hit on yesterday, your family, your circle, all these things here, all you do all day long on a daily basis is an exchange of energy. That's all it is. So once you put a shift in that energy now that you're pouring out, this is going to have a ripple effect. Why? Because whatever we do, it does not only affect us, it affects other people. Okay? Now, unfortunately, the thing about it is, these people know how to push your buttons just the way to make you be deterred, revert, detour back on your old ways. So, I want you to be mindful of this. Don't be surprised when you get, when you have random conversations with people, or you come across somebody, and even though the version of you that is standing before them is obviously you going into a higher vibration, they will not see you. Okay? I'm going to say that one more time. No matter how bright your light shines, they can be sitting right next to you. Do you hear me? Standing right in front of you. This can be the person that you're in love with. It can be your child, your mother, your father, you see what I'm saying here? Your friends. Again, they will not see it. This is why you must be really, really careful and tread lightly when it comes to you seeking validation. If you're one of those people that need outward validation from others, this is not going to be time where you're going to be receiving that validation. And this, again, is because everybody does not rise in consciousness at the same time. So even though you're elevating in your consciousness, they may not be. And the thing about it is, the only way to elevate in consciousness is to do what? Is to do go into your self-awareness. It's to do the self-exploration and the self-discovery, the self-understanding, self-love, self-transformation. This is where your self-mastery comes in. This is also something that must be applied to your life on a daily basis, all day, every day. Why? Because this is now going to be a lifestyle. And with you creating a new world, you must obtain a new lifestyle, a new way of doing things. So in these moments, when you find that you come against someone who is not giving you that validation, or who doesn't see you, or is still talking to you and handling you like the old you, this is where you must decide here to stay or continue in that relationship. Because for the time being right now, you have to be able to let those people go. Okay? This is why when it comes to this journey, when it comes to spiritual awakening, when it comes to you going into your higher self, when it comes into you choosing God, choosing spirit first, a lot of things have to be let go of, and people are going to be the first ones. The thing about it is, you have to understand, it is a natural instinct not only for them to want to hold on to you, but for you to want to hold on to you, that old version of you too. And in the midst of all this, you got to remember, you are in a battle right now for you against you. You're in a battle right now against yourself for you. So the last thing you need to do in the midst of you battling your own self is having a battle everyone else around you. So you're going to have to begin to pick and choose. So this involves, we already talked about you setting your boundaries and setting your limitations. This may involve you having to have conversations with people, okay? Because when I first started my journey, I absolutely had to sit down and have a conversation with my loved ones, especially my children, okay? And even though we sit down and we have these conversations and we try to explain, no matter how much you try to explain, no matter how much of a beautiful example you are, no matter how much of a beautiful light that is shining from you, again, it will not be seen, nor will it be acknowledged. And a lot of times when you find yourself in these places, you are shot all the way back down to where you started from. Why? Because it's uncomfortable for you up here. It's lonely up here. Ain't nobody else up here but you. But this is why God says, this is why Spirit says, you must get used to being the only one. It's only going to be one of you up there. Let me tell you something about the number one. Do you know that the number one is the only number that is divisible by itself? It is the only number that is independent of its own self. It is the only number that doesn't need nobody else, but yet every other number needs it. Any other number cannot exist without the number one. You hear me? So you might just be that one. This is why you sitting in this space. This is why you've been through everything that you've been through. This is why you always up under attack, one challenge, one adversity, one situation after another. You that one. And I keep telling you, that power, your power is going to come from that pain. But until you begin to transmute that pain and alchemize that energy into your power, you got to be able to withstand all the little things that's going to come your way. Because if you can't withstand the little blows, and you see what I'm saying, from the people you know, how can you withstand when you get out here in the earth and begin to do your works? You have to begin to build a solid foundation. And the only way Spirit is going to know that you are able to dwell is when that foundation is built. This is what generational chains, bondages, curses, and cycles, and all these things come in. Because again, if you can't withstand around the people that's in a prison with you, that's in bondage with you, how can you set them free? What kind of example are you? What kind of leader are you